everybody, and my name is Sheila, and welcome to Let's English Country again. An English book today is Magic Trio Story, Tigers and Twilight Story. We come to story for the chapter 4 Night Walk and the end of reading in chapter 6, okay? And one more time, so the reading about it is Magic Trios, Dingoes at Dinnertime Story, and we can to story for the chapter 4 too, and Wildfire Story, we can to started at that. And the end of reading the chapter 6, okay? And now are you ready for these 2 book and 2 story and with some lots of characters? And now here we go. And first you can read. Of course you can have to start it at the Dingoes at Dinnertime Story, okay? Now let's start it. Chapter 5, Wildfire. Wildfire, said Annie. The woods are so dry, everything's started to burn, said Jack. We have to get out of here. We can't leave Joy, said Annie. We can take him with us, said Jack. But what if his mom come back for him and he's not here, said Annie. We don't have a choice, said Jack. Just then, the kookaburra flew in the sky, cracking. An enormous race by top speed. The air was getting smoke and smoky. The fire is spreading quickly. Come on. Oh no, I think his head burned, said Jack. We have to get back to a treehouse because it's burned down. Which way to a treehouse, said Annie. I'm not sure, said Jack. Smoke high treetops. Jack's eyes stung. Forget it, he said. Just get anyway from the smoke. Come on. Jack and Teddy turned to go, and the baby kangaroo hid his head inside Jack's pack. I'll catch up, said Annie. I have to get something. What? Cried Annie. But Annie had dashed it off in another direction. Come back, shouted Jack. Annie! Branches cracked and fell from the trees, and smoke billowed anywhere. Annie! Jack cried, and Jack choked in the smoke, and he coughed and rubbed his eyes. Her air was getting hotter, and he had no choice. He had to run. Teddy pricked from his sunmare head. Hurry, Annie! Jack said helplessly, and then he took off after Teddy, and he scrambled blindly toward the bush. And all he could do is follow a sound of the Teddy's barking, and his pack felt heavier than heavier, and it held up with his arms and kept going. And suddenly Jack heard Annie calling him, and Jack stopped. Here, we're here, he shouted. Come on, follow us. And Annie appeared with the haze of the hot smoke. Annie was coughing, tears screaming in her eyes. She was carrying a cola. Come on, Jack cried. Follow Teddy. And Jack and Annie carried Joy and Nicola, and they followed Teddy's breaking to the smoky, fire-filled forest. Finally, they came to a giant rock. Teddy was standing on the ledge, and behind him was the mouth of the cave, and Joy dug smoke. Jack could barely see the little dog, and Teddy broke it again, and then vanished inside the cave. Follow him, said Annie. And chapter 6, hand to hand. And we can start the 4 out of chapter 6 tomorrow and the end of reading in chapter 7. Oh, I think it's very dangerous out there because the forests are too dry. So it burned a little bit. So it's a dangerous place. So they're gonna go to a magic tree house, but they don't know where the magic tree house is, so they might be lost at a dry forest. And now Anna reading this Dingoes at Dinnertime Story, and we can just start it at chapter 6 tomorrow, okay? And now one more time, so the reading about it is Magic Tree House, Characters at Twilight. Chapter 5, Night Walk. Uh-oh, said Jack. What is it? I know how to escape the tiger, said Annie. Our book says Tigers don't act like elephants, right? Yeah, said Jack, so we should travel to the forest on the back of the elephant, said Annie. And Jack nodded slowly. That is a cool idea, he said, but no buts. I'll get on first, said Annie. And she climbed down until she was close to the elephant's back. And she carefully lowered herself on the branch and while her feet and the rest on an elephant's back. She let go on the branch and slowly sat down. And the elephant let out a low, grumbling sound when the shepherd went. Don't worry, it's just me, Annie said softly. She patted a huge creature in the back. Thanks, Sava. Sava? Said Annie. That's her name, said Annie. She just told me. Yeah, right, said Jack. Brick Teddy. Come on, Jack, said Annie. It's not scary. And Jack saw it slowly climb down in a tree. And when he was above, Sava lowered himself in a branch. And he pulled both an elephant and they carefully flung down on Annie. And Sava screamed again. Tell her, don't worry, said Annie. Pat her head. Don't worry, Sava, said Jack, patted her elephant's head. And her skin rubbed and wiggled. And the elephant crawled, shrunk back and raised up an elephant's head. Hi, he said in a small voice. Sava flapped her ears. Cat and Co swung to the ground in the front of Sava. Oh, I think this Cat and Co, these monkeys, can talk too. What a clever monkey you are, Cat Co. And the front of the Sava, and they chattered her. She whirled her trunk at them, and the longers began banning. Towards the forest, and Sava followed, abreast of the herd and the following of the line. And Sava walked with a claim, rounding on ocean waves and a full of the moon rising above the trees. Where are we going? Said Jack. Just to relax, said Annie. Cat and Co know where to go. Teddy Bricker from Jack's backpack. You're relaxed too, said Jack in a little joke. And fireflies twinkled. The moon laughed fast, and again the trees and the elephants marched on. From a distance came low growl. Is that a tiger? Jack wondered. The elephant paid no attention. They kept walking through the warm woods, and they marched slowly under hanging vines and the most misty clearings. And Cat and Co bounded ahead of them, and two moon shadows rolling the way. We're going far from the treehouse, said Jack. Don't worry, he said. Suddenly a long pearl skied in the night. And chill went down in Jack's spine, and roar came again and turned to a yowling, and the yowling turned into a steady moaning. And then asked the fern in the forest was moaning, is there really a sad sound? Said Annie sleepy. Yeah, said Jack, but elephants are marching on. And Jack arose in a slowly routine when a Sava's walk, and he heard and Teddy snoring in the backpack. And soon Jack's head receded in the Sava's back, and he began dripping in and out of the dreams rocking in a boat under a dark treetops. And now, Chapter 6, Swept Creature. And I think Jack and Annie are very sleepy because it's a night walk. But Jack and Annie didn't walk, elephants are walking. And now, tomorrow we started at Chapter 3 and, Chapter 6 and the end of reading in Chapter 7. Okay, and now, did you have fun? Your English country will be coming back with some these book and these story with these characters, okay? But the story will be a little bit different for this. Because it's a new chapter to read, okay? And now, bye-bye for now and happy Sunday. Now, bye-bye for now. Have a nice day. Bye!